But we're on the cusp of the storm. Tomorrow's going to be terrible.
The penis storm. Did you see my
the
picture?
Walloper. No, I don't look at your stuff.
Well, there's a storm heading for the UK.
It's like a peanut. Was it yellow colour, like piss
Yes.
coloured? So like a frozen, like a lollipop shaped like a cock made out of piss.
Why would you say lollipop?
It's the kind of thing they have at Tory HQ.
What goes through your mind?
Well, it looks like a lot.
Are you trying to tell me something?
I was in Barcelona years ago, and there was a shop that just made lollipops look like cocks, but they were like candy cane.
Oh.
And they had like anti-American stuff on them. It was like it was an anarcho socialist enterprise that made they were bringing down like the state with the lollipops.
With lollipops.
Because
Well,
if you're sucking a lollipop, you're not waging war, are you?
that's
It's
very
difficult
true.
to do.
It's like, could you imagine it? I'm going to come into your house.
Aye.
I'm going to kill everyone.
You get right
I'm gonna-
enamoured.
Hold
when
on.
you-
I'm
there's
going
a-
to kill it. Hold on a
there's-
second. You
there's
don't
a-
look hard.
When you think of, I've noticed this a few times. You've
What?
you've
I get excited.
Yeah, you've spoken about a home invasion scenario,
I get excited.
and you get a little bit excited
I go
about
to
it.
stand up.
It's like Manhunter.
I'm aware
you're
of
like
this.
you're like the guy. You're Dollaride, getting in the garden.
I do have
The-
tattoos
The Lees family.
and unusual
Mrs. Lees.
piercings.
Have you ever made little pieces of glass and put them into people's eyes?
Just the once.
Just the once. Okay.
So,
I
actually,
noticed I thought it was conjunctivitis, but it was,
that, honestly, this weekend, I was selling my wares.
your body. Yep.
Went very well.
Mm-hmm.
There was a young lady there,
Oh no.
and she had contact lenses in that were as thick as your glasses. She couldn't blink. I've never seen anything like it in my
Fuck
life.
is that? Aye, coloured ones.
No,
What
was just-
prescription ones?
they were like bifocal contact lenses.
Are you sure she was human?
When she went past me, you could see them from the side.
Ah.
And I noticed this, and I said it to Susan. My girlfriend turned up, she visited, and I said it, and they were laughing. They said nonsense. And then my girlfriend went for a walk and come back and went, holy fucking shit.
That's like the man who fell to earth.
I don't think she was
I
human.
don't think so. Well, she was in St Andrews, so she wasn't.
No, she wasn't, but had these contact lenses.
You know, periodically things annoy me, but I was at work the other night.
Yes.
Very middle class family.
Mm-hmm.
But people don't appreciate, but middle class people in Scotland are just class traitors because we're all just vermin. So people with pretensions, they shouldn't be allowed. It's not a
agree.
very Scottish thing,
I agree.
but it's a type of Scottish person who just their accent's no longer Scottish.
But it's more Scottish at the same
It's-
time.
Yeah,
I know.
it's
Yeah.
a Huey kind of people.
Yes.
Anyway,
Yes.
they wanted me to enter into a discussion with their child who had blonde hair down to his shoulders,
Right. Okay.
a wee boy,
Okay.
about they didn't call it his pocket money, they called it his allowance, which I despise. So
Pocket money.
they're off at a good spot.
Okay.
But
Okay.
they go, could you speak to Dougal? His fucking name was Dougal. And I had to bite my fucking finger and go make myself a cup of tea.
Yeah,
I'm
this
not
is-
dealing with a Dougal.
This is what happens, though. People take names.
The
like
middle
that.
classes,
Yeah.
like Scottish working class families now, it's all like Liam or Jaden. That's kind of names now.
That's
But the middle classes, it's Hamish, Angus, Dougal.
it's
Dougal's
insane.
the name of a cow.
It's
Or that
wonderful.
dog out of the
Dog.
Magic Room. Not a Dougal. The only way you could survive, you can't be on the shop floor as a Dougal. Oh, a Dougal
Oh
has
my
to be in
God.
the office upstairs.
But this is it. This is the class divide.
Yeah,
You'll
it
know them
is.
by names.
Yeah.
Now, in our last show, I talked about my lying in America.
It's compulsive.
And
yeah.
one of our patrons,
Had they run into you?
Athena Goldberg brought up a very good point.
Mm-hmm.
She thought everyone was talking to had Dundee genetics. And you know what, Athena, you're more accurate than not, because I said, when I went to America, New York, I had a great time.
Uh-huh.
Chicago, I went all around, I had a great time.
The hot dog's essentially a sausage. Think about it.
Well, you think about it.
They're not a pie culture, though.
I got to Kansas
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, blue jeans, Michael Jackson, yeah, America, I'm having a great time. Having a great time.
Right.
And slowly but surely, I realised I was in Dundee,
Yeah.
but with just different accents and bigger cars. No other difference. No difference.
Okay.
It was exactly the same.
Well, I told you the time once one glorious summer holiday. Remember when summer holidays would last for years
Yes.
and the sun always shone?
Uh-huh.
And you're out with your mates in the woods, scrumping apples and
Yeah.
chasing squirrels and
Well,
making wank sheds
Okay.
and carving things into trees.
I did
and
that.
climbing trees and breaking limbs and then hitting a
Did
mate
that.
over the head with a brick and then hiding
Done
him
that,
in
yeah.
a shallow grave. All that kind
Oh
of stuff.
yeah, the
Well, there was
memories.
a kid that convinced us he's A.J. Anderson,
Yes, you've told me about him now.
and he convinced everyone.
But you know what? I laughed at you for it. But when I was young, if someone came along with a hat on backwards, they would have just blown my mind.
Yeah.
That would have been
but
incredible.
The parents weren't fooled. My mum and dad met him and they're like,
Just,
oh,
I
okay.
ken his mum.
Well, no, to be honest, he was from a faraway country. He was 10 miles down the road.
Oh, that's a faraway
So the
country
wee-
for you lot of north. Oh my God, no clue.
Fucking- it's a whole different gene pool. You know
Oh.
what I mean? Some cities have, some towns up there have gills. There's a whole town that's got extra legs.
My mate,
No, just some people don't have
he
heads.
thought he had cancer in the
Yeah.
90s.
Wow.
This big lump in his neck.
Fetus?
Swollen gill.
Gill, okay.
You still have gills in there.
You have everything.
And it was infected.
Swim bladder.
Swim bladder. Yeah, so Athena, you were absolutely correct.
Yeah, well, Scotland's...
I
No, that's not strictly fair because America, the number one ethnicity is German.
I'm thinking, is it Hawaii?
Aye.
That's the biggest amount of Germans outside Germany.
Well,
Hawaii?
German was almost the national language of America.
Isn't that? Oh
It was
God, I
close.
love seeing all the pictures and it's all the swastikas and the.
Aye.
I think they put the hand on the heart to replace a certain other.
Well, we
hands
didn't
thing.
do much better here.
No, we can't say anything.
No.
But the point was, I really got thinking about my time in America,
Hmm.
and where I stayed was a massive misrepresentation of what it was. As I said, I make jokes about it and tell stories about it, but where I was, there was shootings.
Aye.
The car I was in one day, I'm looking out the window. I'm sitting
Uh-huh.
on the computer and I look out the window, and there's police at the
Uh-huh.
car. I had
Aye.
this little gold. Was it a Mercury? I can't remember what it was
Yeah.
called. And they were at it. So I phone the girl I
Oh.
was living with. She's at work, and I say, "What?" And she goes, "Don't answer the door.
We don't-
Go in the back room. Don't answer.
Under
They
the
don't have
bed.
any
Yeah.
right to do anything." So I'm like, "What the hell's going on?"
Mhm.
So I'm there a couple hours watching telly. I come back. The car's gone.
Okay.
It was stolen.
Okay.
I was driving around in a stolen car. Now, wait, this is the sort of people, this will explain everything to anyone listening to the sort of people I was living with.
Uh-huh.
The car was stolen and they got it for $700.
Okay.
But if they bought the same car second hand,
Uh-huh.
it would have cost $700.
So the stolen thing was like a plus point for them.
Yes.
It's like if you lean over and
Everything.
if you steal a chip off somebody's plate, it tastes better.
It tastes better.
Okay.
Everything was like this.
Okay.
Now, the people I was living with, they were all working. They all had good wages. They could all, but they couldn't
Just
stop.
thieves. Just
It was
thieves.
they were thieves.
A nest of vipers.
Now, I used to. This is how naive I was, right? Because if it
You're
was
still
here,
you're
I
still
was still naive. But we'd go down to Taco Bell. Right, just go, girl I'm living with, let's go to Taco Bell.
Oh.
I went, that's out of the blue. Let's go to Taco Bell. I have to go around the corner
Toxic
to do
smell.
something. I've got to pick up someone, and then her sister would come round with her.
Mhm.
We were picking her up for jail, but Taco Bell was around the corner from it, so they hid it from me.
Oh,
And I thought they were just
Why?
picking her up from work.
why bother?
Why bother? But I have to say, I must have done that 12, 13 times.
For fuck's sake!
And it
You-
was jail.
You just settled right in there. You went across to America
Oh, no.
and just
Right.
bided in.
No,
A load of shit.
that's what that was a point I was making. When you're
So
in
you
it,
went to a shit part of America and just moved in with a family.
well, kinda.
Well, very much.
Very much. But the point is, what I was trying to say is, you don't go into that. It starts off soft. And then slowly but surely, when you're surrounded by craziness, it becomes normal. Then I met this guy, lovely guy, in a music shop. And I got talking to him. We became sort of friends. And I got to meet his family. He was wanting to show me off a bit. And when I explained what was
like a
going on,
prize bull.
they were like, I just assumed you got arrested every 2 weeks in America. And they were like, what are you talking about? No one here's ever been arrested. What are you talking about? And it was like, they shook me.
Well, the sheriff's department, they don't look tip top
Well, no, not where I was.
because you just get elected, so it's just some pal everybody.
It was-
So you get to arrest your mate.
but here's the thing, right? This family went, what are you talking about?
Oh.
This, and when they were acted shocked at what I was telling them,
Mm-hmm.
right? it kind of shook me out of it. And I went, what the fuck am I doing?
Oh,
You're in this, when you're surrounded by crazy, you get drawn into it.
okay.
You can't help it,
Okay.
right? It's kind of like, when people, they say, why were you in an abusive relationship? It didn't start that way. By the time you realise you're in it, it's too...
To be honest, though, mate,
What?
these abusive relationships, they get to, the charm of these abusive men. It doesn't last long.
No, that's maybe
It's-
an extreme example, but I'm saying
Okay,
the
so-
subtlety of it.
Yeah, no, they'll be like on the opening date.
Yeah.
They'll maybe share a pudding. Could we get one pudding and 2 spoons? Oh, this man is so romantic. Date 2, he's fucking kicking them in the arse.
I understand
It's
that.
it's
But I'm just using it as an example where you're in it and you just assume this is normal life.
Yeah.
But the moment, the split second, it was this guy's mother went, what are you talking about? Nobody gets it. What are you
But
talking? I just sort of woke out of my
but
dream.
the only reason we look down our nose a little bit at Americans because of their gun crime. The only reason we are not fucking ankle deep in shot corpses
Yeah.
is because we don't have guns.
Listen, I've said it a million times. It's very easy to look at America and go, oh, gun crime.
They're very.
If we got guns
I would
tomorrow,
be doing the same.
50% of Scotland's population would shoot themselves in the face by just checking if
I
the
saw-
barrel was clear.
I saw a bit of footage. It
would be horrific.
There's Lassie on TikTok, and she'd got this pistol, just like that, dancing to it, and she fucking fires it, and the bullet just skiffs past her face, sets her hair on fire, and goes into the roof. That's an American.
Now,
If I had a gun in my house, I would be very cautious with the fucking thing.
I look back and think,
Wouldn't have
how-
it sitting on the breakfast table.
No.
Can you you're going to pick up the phone, you pick up the gun.
The gun.
Can the Pink Panther, where he had the lighter, it was like a
Yeah, exactly. You pick up the wrong
fuck's
one.
sake.
But no, we could not have guns here. We
Oh, no.
couldn't. There's no possible way. We don't have the sense. We don't have the...
But the
it's
Canadians
not just
have guns.
education.
But the Canadians seem to be well trained with guns. The Swiss, I think, have more guns than anybody.
Yeah,
But they know what they're doing with
they
them.
still have a high number of suicides with guns.
Well, no, because but if you get to kill yourself, I'll give one thing for the gun. It's very efficient.
I often thought deep sleep and continue sleeping until you die.
Yeah,
But I
Just
wake up
give
like
up.
anything. Last
it's
night,
like one of
3
those,
hours I was awake.
It's like one of those monks who just used to self mummify themselves.
That's what I was
They
thinking.
they drink a lot of tea,
Uh-huh.
so you can maybe
They floss themselves.
Yeah, then
right
they
out their
take,
bum.
They take they
Full
take,
body flossing.
That was Charles Manson does that. He flosses himself.
It's
They sit in a hole and just desiccate.
just, that's kind of what I'm doing now when I'm
Well, I'm getting
walking around. So what?
I see they found 4 Roman swords. Did you see them?
No, I didn't.
It's Mount Sinai or some. I think it's a Israeli archaeologist, I think. But there's a cave, and in it were just these Roman swords, and they've got the wooden hilts and everything. Wonderful,
Oh,
wonderful, wonderful.
let's get to your favourite part.
Right
Text
now, hold on.
messages.
The
Oh,
best of these
The
wins
best.
this.
Okay, well, there's a
I'm
couple.
deciding. No, you, me.
Andy, I want to apologise. I missed your text last
I was
Friday.
thinking of Andy. I'm not sure what to call him.
Andy's a good start.
No, but I was thinking Andy Pandy or Randy Andy.
Well, let's find out from his text.
Does he sweat?
Of course he does. He listens to us.
Mm.
Andy in Cyprus have decided to sack off the Greek mythological
Hold on.
expedition.
Sack off.
It says sack off. It's
Okay.
too fucking hot.
Suck off, as he
Too
means.
fucking dull, and I'm too fucking Scottish. That is the most Dundee response there. Head. I'm on holiday in fucking Cyprus. It's hot. There's old stuff. I'm bored.
Yeah.
Right, but I'm going to some holiday tat shops, see if someone unusual with a penis that isn't going to bankrupt me or leave me with a nasty rash,
hold on.
and pick it up for your
Hold
studio
on.
display.
There's nothing
In Cyprus, it's all just
unusual about a thing with a penis. I remember being in Rhodes, and I was too young, so my mum and dad wouldn't let me buy it. But it was a plate, and it was men like chasing deer, and they had erections, and the deer had erections as well.
penises. And you didn't get to buy it.
Didn't get
I
by it.
wonder why.
Mhm.
So he's going to pick up for the studio display. Toodle pip lads. Also, there's a shitload of cats. Sounds like heaven.
Well, no, it's not.
Oh,
You don't know what they do they?
what?
You don't know, do you?
Please
Well,
don't.
The place, they have the cats for the tourist season because the cats keep down the cockroaches.
Right.
But the minute it's not tourist season, they just go about with a rifle and shoot them all.
Why would you tell me that?
Because I remember being in Rhodes and went to an archaeological
I thought it was going to be
place.
like a turkey
No.
story you were telling me. But
And
I
there's
love
loads
them.
of cats going about. And then off season, they just, because nobody's feeding the fucking things.
It's like, have you seen them being carpet bombing cats in Australia?
Oh, there's a guy that makes a whole suit out of cats. Have you seen him?
It's very strange.
No, it's good.
Nuclear bombs and everything they're using on the cats. But you're going to end up with 40-foot long cats.
Well, the thing about cats is, like, a dog's not a dog's can be a little bit slutty. When you see a dog licking its own arsehole, they enjoy it a wee bit too
But
much.
cats, though.
They're kind of like fucking what's his name's wife, Sharon Osbourne.
Oh,
I bet
yeah.
she licks her own arsehole.
Oh, of course
All
she
the
does.
plastic surgeries just to allow her to lick her own
The
arsehole.
one place she hasn't had plastic surgeries on her arsehole, she could pull it out.
Well, those two have pre-booked they both want to be euthanized, and I say the sooner the better. Fucking hate
I'll
those
help them out.
cunts.
I'll hit them with a hammer for half the price.
Fucking no,
Another
but-
one.
Yeah, no, they do. They kill all the cats.
Oh, I don't want.
Have you seen the cat in Turkey that just? Used to
Yeah,
leave?
yeah, and he died, and they've got a wee statue for him
Yeah,
now.
I love that.
Love it.
There's some countries where they've got their suffrage, the pets, so they're not pets. They're allowed to be an individual
Yeah, that's right.
They've got,
so
like,
they
animal-
look after them and
Yeah.
they take them back, and all their
Yeah.
mates are waiting on them.
because there's nothing
in
happier than
Turkey,
a street cat.
The restaurant's open at night, and they get all the wee blankets for the
it's
dogs, and all
wonderful.
good sleep, and the dogs queue up to get food and everything. Oh, glorious!
I love
Andy in
Turkey.
Dundee again. Not Cyprus anymore, unfortunately.
He's
I had
back.
to drive home. Unfortunately, you were moaning about it
Drive home from Cyprus.
from Newcastle
Oh, okay.
after a flight at stupid o'clock in the morning. I had a mate who was driving. He was a right. Listen, when it comes to driving, I know the cars. I drive performance cars. I drive this. I drive that. We're going to Newcastle Airport, right? Everyone's asleep, so it's his turn to take over driving. Right, he's been driving an hour and a half, and he notices he's going the wrong direction.
to London.
Wait, no, he was coming back north again.
Oh Jesus.
He went the wrong way, and I thought, fucking teaches you.
There's no point going to Newcastle because it's just like Scotland.
Newcastle's okay.
It's just like
but
Scotland.
It's just, yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
How far from Glasgow to Newcastle? What, about 65 miles? I'm terrible.
Glasgow,
It's not
Newcastle.
too far.
No, it's further than that.
Is it
Yeah, it's further than
100
that.
mile?
I'm trying to think. Because from here to Saltburn, you're probably... it's about 4 hours to...
Is
to-
it?
from here to Newcastle.
Not been in a while.
It's about 4 hours.
Don't wear jackets.
I would drive it all
all
the
I know
time,
about
but thankfully I don't anymore.
No, it's good.
And it was fucking shite. Not
What-
shite.
What
The
was
drive
shite?
back.
Newcastle, okay.
Because it was a £1,000 more if I wanted to fly from Scotland. What? £1,000 more if you wanted to fly from Scotland?
Fly to Scotland. Fly
That's
from,
unbelievable.
Oh,
From Scotland, that's shocking.
there's a tax on us.
Jesus Christ. Anyway, I picked you up a magnet with a cock on it. Let me know how we can get it to you. I'll sort
Wonderful.
that out.
Wonderful.
Andy, thank you very much. That's very generous
on.
of you.
A magnet, like a fridge magnet.
A fridge magnet.
What I'll do is I have
a wee
I'm
bit of
get-
tape.
I'm going to glue I'm going to glue a piece of metal to here,
All right.
and there's where it's going.
And we'll put more magnets up.
Put more magnets.
That's a good idea. Well, thank you very much, sir.
That's very kind of you,
This is from Stuart M.
Randy Andy.
Stuart
I'll
M.
come up with a nickname for him.
I wouldn't do that. Morning, guys. Hope you're enjoying Dundee in autumn. It must feel like Paris. It does, because when I came down today, as I was parking, my car drove over a massive dog shit. That dog from around there.
Oh, it does a
and I
bridge.
broke the iced, because it's icy this morning, the iced skin on it broke, and the smell of shite went everywhere.
Kim,
And
it's
that's
like-
exactly what Paris
Remember,
smells
you
like.
used to get that chocolate sauce you put in ice cream and it set. and you could
Yes, it
crack
was
with a
magical.
spoon. Magic ice,
It was
magic chalk.
Wonderful.
There was no chocolate in
And
it.
it was a brown thing with a green lid that looked like it was all
Yeah.
oh, lovely. Question for Goron.
Oh.
As I know there is no point in asking Derek about food. Cheeky fuck.
Uh-huh.
Has your eating got more Scottish as you got older?
No.
Oh, you know what?
Less.
That's an interesting question, because I notice a lot of people start going, oh, I want stovies.
No, shut up.
I want
No.
stovies.
No, but the people you're speaking to are idiots. I had friends of mine from school.
Yes.
Shout out to Lorna and Alan.
Oh no, did he listen?
Yeah, good people.
Oh, good
no,
people.
but I told them about the pod. They had such little interest in my life. They didn't realise I was doing a podcast for 4 years. So I let them know about it.
Okay.
They were impressed.
Oh.
But to be honest with you, I think they generally think I'm just in my shed masturbating.
So the fact you actually were
do
talking to another
anything.
human was a, that's what people
Remarkable.
have said about me. They can't believe I'm talking to someone.
This is how I have my friends.
Okay.
I say to them, when was the last time you had mints and tatties? Now in Scotland, people don't realise,
Fascinating
but
conversation.
you bump into mints continuously.
It's in
It's
the
always-
streets, yeah.
None of them make, when they get a hold of mints,
Mm-hmm.
it's spaghetti, bolognese, and it is chili con carne.
Oh, I
Nobody
love chili.
makes mints and tatties.
Good.
So all the people I know have become less Scottish. Their diets are less Scottish.
I've just read the other line to this.
Right.
I made stovies the other night and was excited all day for it.
No,
That's
hold
it.
on.
I didn't read that.
No, hold it. Hold
That's
off.
exactly what
Hold
happens.
off. Hold
yeah.
off. Who's this from again?
This is from Stuart M, who is 89 years old.
Stuart.
Yeah.
What
This
kind
is
of
it.
stovies? Because I hear a lot of fuckers saying they've made stovies. Like you can't get decent stovies in Dundee.
There is only stovies.
No, there's. You're such
It's-
a pro.
it's-
How
what-
do you make stovies?
Turnip.
No.
What?
No. What else goes into it?
Isn't it brown sauce?
No,
I don't know how to make them.
you don't know how to make stovies.
I don't know what's in
But
it.
I was in Fife once and somebody put a plate of stovies down and had sausages in it. It's idiotic. I just took it, I slammed it in the wall.
Oh.
Stovies is just tatties, onions,
Mm-hmm.
and fucking lard, basically.
Wait,
Gravy granules.
sounds
Not gravy
terrible.
Yeah,
that sounds terrible. I
yeah.
don't
It's
like
wonderful. It's a poverty dish.
That. Yes, I know.
But some people put mince in it. I've heard people say they've made stovies, and what they've done is they've just mashed fucking corned beef and tatties together. That's corned beef hash.
Oh,
That is
wait
not
a minute.
stovies.
Wait a minute. That's what I thought.
No, that's corned
Stovies.
beef hash. That's not stovies.
No, that's poor food.
No.
See, you're
no.
eating poor food.
No.
In Dundee, we're
Corned beef
below
hash
poor.
is not poor food. If you bought a tin of fucking corned beef is expensive. I'm telling you, stovies don't have any beef in it.
I sat
It's just brown tatties and
I
onions.
sat in. I was coming out of Tesco's a couple of years ago, and I was sitting. I don't know what I was doing, getting my phone together, whatever. And I looked across from me, and there was a lady in her car. She was so hungry, she undone done a thing of corned beef, and she pulled it out and was eating it like a biscuit, a whole block.
I've done that myself.
It was
The keys.
disgusting.
I made like a kind of Bay Baracus style chain I wore around my neck, and it was
with
just
all
the wee keys.
Oh, I've never had
No,
it.
but you never had corned beef.
No.
Well, even better than corned beef. This is something Chris Shadowins could try. A&B roll.
Oh, I've seen that.
It comes in a tartan tin.
I've seen
it's the most
that.
Scottish thing you can ever imagine.
Wait a minute. Corned, as in corn on the cob.
No, there's no corn. There's no corn and corned beef.
Oh, what's corned mean?
I don't know.
It must be corn.
But no, but how I like to have my stovies,
Yeah.
I treat it like it's almost ice cream.
Oh,
So I scoop out into a big pile. Have you seen the scene in the thing with what's that? You have Close Encounters of the Third Kind.
well, the
Katie
the
makes a
tatties-
mashed tatties. I do that, and then I get a Stockham's oat cake,
I don't know what
but
that
it's a
is,
triangular
Oh, I
ones,
know what they are.
and I
yeah.
stick it in like they're flakes in an ice cream. But what my dad used to do with stovies, he'd get his stovies in the bowl and he'd pour milk on it.
What?
So there was like it looked,
Oh,
wonderful. So and what he'd also he'd do, he'd get stovies he kneaded with a spoon, and then dip the stovies into the cold milk. Try it.
that is the most disgusting thing I ever
No,
had.
no.
And I had respect for your father. It's now evaporated.
No, it's good.
I was at a B&B once, and I got fish, and I can't remember what the fish was. I think it was just something
For
like
breakfast.
haddock.
It
Yeah.
had been smoked.
I
It'd
don't think
been
it
a
was, but it came out in a
smoky.
bowl of milk.
Oh yeah,
I almost threw up. It was like cornflakes, but it was floating.
in hot milk, it's poached.
It was
It's
cold.
poached. Oh fuck!
It was hot fish, but it was in cold milk, and I was like, "What is
Where
this?"
was this?
Blackpool.
Oh fucking hell, that place.
So anyway, I made
That
stovies
place.
the other day, and I
Ah.
was excited for it. I made a clooty dumpling, and
I
half of it
love
is
a
gone.
clooty dumpling.
I haven't eaten any of that shit 10
Clooty
years ago.
dumpling's lovely.
Keep up the mediocre work, Stuart. Well, thanks for that,
Yeah, I
Stuart.
love a clooty dumpling.
Never had one. Don't
What-
know what it is.
I don't. Yeah, I love it. You've never.
Nope.
Clooty's a cloth. Dumpling's
Oh.
a dumpling. You're a dumpling. So it's in a cloth. So when you get it, it's got that. It's boiled in a bag cake, kinda. So when
Oh.
you peel it off on the top of the dumpling, it's got like the marks with the fabric's been? Like it's in a sack.
I've never seen this.
God, you're not very. I'm sure. Fuck's sake. Yeah. So no, it's some Scottish stuff. I do like a mince and ties, but it's nothing I would cook. There's somebody at my work. I think they tried to go vegan for a while, so they got like corn mince and put gravy granules into it.
Oh, that. Oh no,
Corn
no,
mince.
No.
Right.
Tyrone.
Okay.
Good morning, gentlemen. I hope you're both well. Well, to be honest, I got a good sleep last night, which is the first in ages. I was only up 3 hours. I was really pleased. I was really pleased.
Oh well.
Was reading that one of our local councillors is upset with the blight of graffiti around town. Could you both please stop
What do you
doing
mean?
this?
One of our local? Does he live round about here?
Oh,
Ty?
sorry, one of your local
I
councillors. I
thought
got
I
excited.
don't want him to be moving here.
No, graffiti's all started again. But
No,
the thing
it's
is,
not-
it's different.
it's no graffiti.
It's all memorials.
No, it's just a guy with the crosses. It's the same person.
Same person. He
But
scares me.
I remember there's a guy I know, a Frenchman, and he's actually he's a beautiful graffitiist. He does some nice work. But he told me once he loves to spray paint on tree leaves, and it really offended me, and I've not been the same with him.
Oh, I understand
I
that.
find that disgusting.
Did you remember the work around here at the back in Shite Street was absolutely beautiful?
Yeah.
And then someone came along and tagged it all. Now I thought that'd be teenagers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It wasn't.
It
It was someone our age didn't like them painting this beautiful work.
That was all part of some European project. It was an actual art project.
Oh, it was great. I was talking to
It
the
was
guys. There was
Spanish.
two Polish guys
Was it
and
Polish?
that. Yeah, it
Yeah.
was two Polish guys. Because I made a mistake. I went, guys, you've been doing other work here. And they were like, what?
KG.
And
They
I
thought
went,
you
yeah,
were-
no, it's great. I
They
love it.
thought you
You're
were
doing
Yeah. You know what made them suspicious?
what?
Because you're an elderly man, but you're dressing like a child.
I'm not
And they're
dressing
like
like
that.
a child.
This is a fucking Fed. He's undercover.
Hello, fellow children.
We on a skateboard.
What? No.
But you just had it under your arm.
No.
You just-
No, was it?
They said to you, Mister, could you skateboard on that? No, I'm too good.
Oh.
Do I show you up?
Also,
Ah.
just read that scientists have been able to grow human vocal cords in the lab. Apparently, the results speak for themselves. I read that not realising it was a joke. I'm offended. That was a Ron Jeremy moment there. I just read that
Do you remember when
as fact.
Remember when they got the thing? It was the nose trumpet of a Tyrannosaurus Rex,
Yeah.
and they blew down it and just went,
Yeah, but this is something that I figured out and no scientist has
no, here
figured
we
out.
go.
I am a genius.
no,
Dinosaurs, birds.
no. We've been. Yeah, what do you mean you figured this out?
No. Wait.
What do you mean you figured
No,
this
wait.
out?
Let
We're all
me
aware of
finish.
it.
Let
Okay,
me
okay.
finish. Birds whistle. A T-Rex would have went.
Well, no,
It would have been a
mate,
songbird. And hold on. The brain cavity is still the same size proportionally. So there's a possibility you could have went, I'm a pretty boy to fucking Brontosaurus or whatever. Not that they were real.
There is a bit of a difference in scale.
I'm a pretty
The big animals, it's like elephants communicate through their feet.
But also, you hear me, I'm doing it deeper. Because they go, pretty Polly. You go,
Hold on.
pretty Polly.
I know you've got birds that you say whistle.
Pretty Polly.
They don't really whistle. A beak's not conducive for whistling, but never mind.
It would have. Hold on.
But-
Let's see what we've got here.
Oh no.
This is Pretty Polly. Who's a pretty boy?
Have you ever been run at by a capercaillie?
I haven't.
They're not whistling, mate. They make that clacking noise.
They're the-
Have you heard a black grouse?
no.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I'm not sure I'm from Scotland.
Well,
I'm
so
a-
far you wouldn't pass a test to get in here. They'd be putting you in one of those boats
I'm
they've
not
got.
very sure.
One of those prison hulks.
Anyways, looking forward to Butler Fest and hoping the legend himself
Well,
turns
at
up.
least somebody is.
Well, but enough about Chris Shadowins. Oh, that was smooth. Have a great show. See, Chris Shadowins, everyone references Chris Shadowins more than me. I'm getting sick of this because he's more of a part of the show than I am.
Well, he
It's-
dresses better.
Well, let's be honest.
Maybe we could swap. You could go and live his life and he could live yours.
Oh, it's too
Like
hot.
trading
there. It's
places.
too hot.
Trading places.
Is it trading places? Yeah, could do
Yeah.
that.
I'm sure your missus would be delighted.
Morning, it's Stacey King. Just
Okay.
a quick one to say I watched the ITV Yorkshire Ripper series last night
Oh, God.
and The Reckoning this week. I was disappointed they miss a crossover event with Steve Coogan's Jimmy Savile, ITV's Peter Sutcliffe actor, and Lenny Henry playing Frank Bruno. Wouldn't that be great?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, isn't that the greatest thing?
That
stage show
photograph, yeah.
where you've
How
got
they met.
Savile, the Yorkshire Ripper, and Frank Bruno. And it's
Yeah.
them just talking about normal stuff, but within it, you hear that they like fucking dead people.
The Frank Bruno's got his issues, but he was the least of the problems in that.
I think
film.
that wasn't an issue there. Yeah.
Well, it was going to be called The Ripper, but the family said it's what? So it's called Long Shadows or something now. But the Yorkshire Ripper, he didn't really rip people. He was a hammery
He
kind of
just
guy.
hammered them.
But they'd have caught him easily. But the police were terrible.
They were rubbish.
Like the
yeah.
policeman thought he was like fucking Sherlock Holmes,
Mhm.
and he was in a personal fight against Moriarty, and it was just some faker sending like.
That's how the Ripper got the name.
That's how he
It was
got
just
away with
fake.
it.
Yeah, it was just
It's
fake.
all terrible policing. And they said, we've got a solution. All women just need to stay in the house. If you're in the house all the time, he won't get
You're
you.
fine. Now, you said the word Ripper.
Uh,
And because I got here early, because I never know when you're going to fucking turn
I
up.
got here by 10.
Yeah, but some days you get here at 1:30. So I
Well,
was here
that's
at
a life
I was here at 1:15.
That's
45
too
fucking
early.
minutes.
It's too early.
So anyway,
That's the life I lead,
I
man.
was reading this for 10 times. Now,
Uh-huh.
in it mentioned the Night of the Ripper. And the Night of the Ripper was horse attacks in the UK.
Horses have always been in trouble.
93 and I think 95 it
It
happened.
happened. It's
And I
happened in the
remember
last 10 years as well, mate.
And do you know what
They
happens?
cut their tails off and stuff.
No, they don't.
Well,
Right? People report things. And what happens is someone reports it and they've tried this. They've went, a horse has been attacked. And they've
Yeah.
lied and there's been no horse attacked. Oh, God.
it's okay.
And within
Just
minutes,
a guilty cough there.
Yeah.
Right, go on.
I'm not talking about you.
No.
And then that day, people start reporting their horses have been attacked.
Oh, no, everybody's full of
So it's kind of full of shit. It doesn't really happen. Now,
It's like the signs on people's doors.
Doesn't
it's like
happen,
the fucking
yeah.
spiking incidents. It's like it's just endless.
but here is something in the centre of this wonderful, weird
That's
year,
a good one,
1996. It's a wonderful read. I was enjoying it because I had a lot of fucking time waiting on you. But this proves that the UK is not a serious country. The
well, it
UK
never has been.
'cause-
Have you seen those beef eaters?
Exactly.
Have you seen a Cockney king and queen? Those pearly queens.
Oh, God, awful.
a town
these-
crier.
But we're not a serious place. It's
Fucking
just
what's
nonsense.
it called? What's those pedophiles that ring the bells?
I don't know.
Morris dancers.
Morris dancers, yeah, all pedos. So, these are genuine headlines
Okay.
from newspapers, all
1996.
in 1995, I would say. Right.
Oh.
Here's one. Armageddon could threaten United's promotion push. Husband bites wife's thing. Damp patches discovered on the sun. Mice to be bombed. Ribena offered to blood service. These are real. They've got where they're
Aye,
from.
but-
And
Okay.
man ordered to marry cow. Man fined for quacking. Dogs being taught to do housework for the disabled. Aladdin's cave found in pub.
The housework for the disabled. Yeah, I've seen dogs that can open ovens.
And like dust and everything.
Well, they'll dust with their
Dustin's-
tail.
Oh, that's handy.
Yeah.
God throws dice into black hole. Nanny calm as troops close in.
Oh.
3 wise men refused visas by Saudi Arabia.
Do you remember when the nanny cams began and folk had they had this real unease about it because
Yeah.
they thought it was like spying on people.
Yeah.
But now everybody's just constantly filming themselves. It's weird.
Well,
Remember how they used to say, oh, we're not having these identity cards. We're not living in Nazi Germany.
yeah.
Everybody's just got a high-tech identity card.
That's true. I mean, I remember it was quite a few years ago when Big Brother started. Because Big Brother started. Big Brother started.
It's back
in,
again, my friend.
in
Very
the
topical.
Netherlands, I think.
But they fucked all the time.
And
They
then
just fucked.
after a
Everyone
couple of
fucked.
years or 1 year, it moved. It started in the UK.
Endemol.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when I heard the concept of people living and you'd watch them day and night, I was absolutely shocked that would be
Did that shock you?
anyone would want to do that.
But the British people
lack of
did nothing.
privacy.
They didn't fuck. They just lay there.
They just talked
They had a
about.
malaise. Just lay there.
There was one girl who said her hobby was blinking. They didn't get the best people on it.
Oh no, they got the cream. They had Handy Andy. Well, not Handy Andy. Craig. He
Craig.
looked like a thumb.
But he won it for a guy who needed an operation. That was lovely.
He
won
did,
the money.
He did it for his own
Yeah, well, you know,
promotion.
You
but
give him the money. Yeah,
he
give him the money.
Captain Tomed it a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
But no, there was a lassie, Nicola Holt, and she now specialises in middle-aged pornography. It's not pretty. One lassie just thought, fuck this, and went to Australia. Because it was big.
It was
There was the black
huge.
guy with the moustache. He's looking well.
Can't remember.
But
him.
his whole thing was he fed chickens.
He just fed chickens.
And then
I do remember him.
Yeah,
You're quite
he
right.
worked in the Millennium Dome.
All
There
right.
was a Saskia.
All right.
And there was that mad-looking blonde woman. She must be 90 years old now.
yes,
She had a
yes.
permanently terrified look. Oh, God. Remember
A long
the
time
blind
ago.
guy that was in one episode? And he
No.
used their cup to urinate into.
This is what I'm saying about the UK.
Yeah,
this
but,
is it.
but they had to give them stuff to do because they would just... I watched a thing about Japanese prisons.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking hell.
Oh.
They're immaculately clean, but you get half an hour to speak to each other. It's such... Because everyone in there's like a criminal, so you think you're terrible. So you have when they punish you, they just give you time. You have to think. So they put you in a room where you just have to sit on the floor and just think all day. No TV, no nothing for like 6 months.
That'll make you go crazy.
It does. But they get up in the morning and they have half an hour to wash, and then they have to make their beds, and then officers come in, and if you don't do it properly, you get demerits. It's fucking wild.
Oh my God.
But
It sounds like Big Brother.
They have days outside where it's like a fun day,
Mhm.
and people visit, and they're in the car park of the prison, and they get to dress as prison guards, and they get food that the prisoners eat, and all this kind of stuff. It's
Oh my God.
Japan is fascinating.
Fascinating. I saw clips from the American Big
Oh.
Brother. And when they
Oh.
go to have sex and that, they're kind of beautiful. They move right. But I remember Jade Goody getting a finger and she kept farting.
Yeah.
It's a different experience in the UK.
I watched a thing about American prisons, and there was guys basically in solitary,
Oh.
and they were still running criminal enterprises on the outside, and they were doing it all on these pieces of paper on the end of string,
Oh, that's
and they were like,
wild.
throwing out tossing out the cell. And then it was unbelievable. Human ingenuity.
You've got all day to think about it. You'll figure shit
all
out.
prisons are the thing. Oh, well, we could stop illicit drugs. It's simple. They can't stop drugs in prison.
Yeah.
How are they going to stop it in the general public? Have you seen Scotland?
That's right. Oh, I've
This-
seen it.
Scotland is a perfect place to drop drugs off.
Mm-hmm.
It's how you get police it. You can't.
This is the
Fucking
same
wild.
place that
Human beings are the dumbest fuckers ever. But when we're put to it, we're fucking ingenious
well,
fuckers.
necessity is the
Yeah.
mother of invention.
Yeah.
And that's why they were saying when they try and work prisons in different countries, they say they take the necessity
Yeah.
for these needs away and then it doesn't evolve.
Did you see? I watched a YouTube video on how to make a sex toy in prison,
Why would you fucking
and
watch
they make
that?
it out of a they make it out of a hot water bottle.
I've seen this.
Yeah.
I saw one guy and he's got, have you seen him with his 10 sex dolls he lives with? He's like dead happy. He's got a harem of sex dolls and they're all made out of bits of mop and
But
everything.
this is a hot water bottle, and it's folded. It looks quite
it
convincing.
looks good. It looks good. It
looks
probably
good.
smells similar.
Oh Jesus! But you don't put your cock in the top. It's folded in a
Oh
way.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
what you need is
Oh.
one of the hot water bottles that has the ribbing to stop the burning against the skin.
Oh,
And if you go,
I
That's what you
remember
do.
what they should do. Remember that TV show Oz? They should just show that to kids because that'll
Oh,
stop
that
you from
would-
going to
that
do
wasn't
gimmick.
pleasant.
Jesus, what a peculiarly traumatizing show that
it was really because I remember going, oh, this might be
It's
interesting.
fucking awful. There's one episode where the guy fucking sticks a spoon up the guy's arse. I'm like, fucking hell.
No using that spoon again.
No.
So we'll get on with the show at 38 minutes in.
Oh, well, get it.
Right. Now, I haven't been watching Adam Savage in quite a while.
Oh, he made a book the other
Oh,
day.
now that's it. Now, the book.
I couldn't be arsed.
Do you know what it was? He made the book and he made a complete hash of it.
Oh, did he?
It wasn't very good.
Right.
But he kept going, this is dead easy. This is dead accessible.
I-
Anyone could do
I
this.
actually
Not
did,
him.
I did a book binding thing at art school. It was a wee course,
Uh-huh.
and it's wonderful. I've got it somewhere. I made a book within a box and all kinds
Oh,
of stuff.
nice,
But
nice.
it's yeah, you've got to concentrate. But if you see a proper person doing it, it's fucking
It's
beautiful.
Well, he said
They'll
this is
last
one of
for it.
the,
They're in, they're,
this
they'll
is
la-
one of the easiest things I've ever done.
Did he?
This is like this is nothing. Not to take away from bookbinders, but it's very
Get what I
accessible.
hate about him.
And he made a cunt of it.
Did he admit to making a cunt?
No,
of
it just looks shit.
it? Yeah.
And when he makes a mistake, you see him going, and he dropped some of the dye on it and he went, that's just what I wanted. He's very clever. That's like when I used to go on stage and you play the wrong note,
No.
repeat it 3 times, and people go, oh, different.
The yeah, he's fucking.
So what I done,
books.
what I realised, I'm wanting to do, I'm wanting
Oh,
to make a
imagine
book.
he made a book and then he wrote in it Kenny's musings like it's all.
He drew, a
the
nut in a bolt. He drew a nut in a bolt and went, that's important, that's going to be there. But I've figured something. You know how in my
he makes something and then he signs stuff.
nobody cares.
He'll make a box and then he signs it.
But I'm going to do something similar, but not
He did work for IM in George Lucas
ILM.
films.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, but the
He
shit
never
stuff,
mentions it.
it's all the shit
So-
stuff.
I have realised I'm wanting to make a book as well.
Oh, please
You
don't.
get kits and that, and I'm going to make one.
Please
but wait,
don't.
wait. I'm going to. Wait, there's a reason. Because in the last show, I realised I found this book where I'd done loads
But
of
if
lies.
you make a book, you just get right in the book.
yeah,
That's
but
not
what
in
am I
this.
going to write? I'm going to write
Oh no.
the greatest lie ever told. The greatest. Is it about UFOs? Is it about stolen money? No, I'm going to find something, and I've got an idea. I'm going to write the greatest lie ever told. It's going to go away in years after I'm long gone, in the far off distant future, 200, 300 years. People are going to find it. Religions are going to start. New societies
No,
are
it's
going to
like the
start.
Book of Dave. No, when you die,
Yep.
all your stuff will just be put in a skip and incinerated.
No. I'm going to figure
How's
this
it
out.
going to survive? What are you going to do with it?
I don't know. I haven't thought that far yet. Please just go with this.
you
I
need-
wrote it down. Look.
Okay.
So I'm going to write this, the greatest lie ever told. And I don't know. And here's the rules. Because when people write down bullshit, it's like UFOs, religion, money is hidden. No, I've got to find a way through this to find something that no one's lied about before. Something that no one's ever...
Everything's been lied
No,
about.
I'll tell you why that's not the case. Do you remember when that programme Peep Show came out?
I didn't watch it.
It doesn't matter.
Right.
But they filmed it from the perspective of someone's eyes.
Right.
Every shot.
Okay.
That'd never been done before. Isn't that weird?
No,
You
it
think-
had.
It hadn't.
Yes, it had.
No, it hadn't.
Yes, it had.
No, it hadn't.
Killer vision.
No. The whole show is just from someone's eyes. Not just every now and then there's a shot. It was the whole show was from someone's perspective. So you took on the eyes of one of the characters at any one time.
Who cares?
No. What I'm saying
Uh-huh.
is just when you think things can't be done, there's always a way. And I've got a little inkling, a little spark of an idea that I don't think has been done before. And I'm going to write the greatest lie ever.
Okay.
And it's going to change the world.
It's very unlikely.
I think it's going to happen. So that's my plan for the next.
Hold on, but how you get propagate this?
I don't know. I haven't thought that far. I've just thought about getting the book. It's a
So
kit off Amazon.
You get you go to the bother making a book, and then
Yes.
with your shitey handwriting, you get to write something in it.
Now,
This can
wait.
change the world.
Don't look at this writing. I have been practicing my handwriting to make it better. I've been practicing. Don't do that. Don't do
We
that.
practice with handwriting at a thing called school. You should get the fundamentals
I didn't
done.
start reading or writing until I was 19. That's another story.
Christ.
I was honestly,
You get to do fucking calligraphy.
but I was an orphan. I ran away at 14 and joined the circus. And people don't believe that. It wasn't a circus, it was a stunt show. But I done that, and I was in the stunt show for 2 years until I moved on. And
No, what you're failing to say is you would go round with a travelling circus, and you were like the chicken, the guy, the freak that bit the head off chicken.
It was a stunt show and had cars that would roll over and BMXs, and my first job was setting up ramps.
You were a human ramp.
I wasn't a human ramp.
You
I set up the
were a
ramps.
chew toy for the
I
elephants.
ran away from an orphanage.
The elephants
And we
would
used to have
grab you.
orphanages.
The elephants would grab you with their trunk
Yes.
and stick it up each other's. You were a dildo for elephants.
That was only a seasonal job, and we all had to do
You're
it.
an elephant dildo.
Warning.
Have you seen the one with the elephant kind of backs on and goes round the guy's head?
I did see that.
Yeah, is that real? I feel like I've seen that.
I don't know, but it looks very convincing.
Yeah, it does.
It
it's
looks
like
very
old footage.
convincing,
I mean,
yeah. It's old
you can't
video.
believe anything anymore.
No, You can't. But that was an old
I've started to see YouTube videos, and it's just they're using AI for pictures now constantly. Everyone's AI.
one. Well, I
pictures.
do for our
Yeah,
thumbnails.
you're part of the problem.
I am part of the problem. So we'll have this weather warning in Scotland. Just as now, here's the problem with my house.
What's it called?
Oh, it's I don't
Ashley?
know. It's Storm something. Storm something.
Storm Andrew. Storm Andy.
We'll call it Storm Andy.
Yeah, Storm Andy.
But just as
Just
my
you go
house,
into the rain, it's like it's rain. It's sweat. It's salty
I
rain.
yeah, I could imagine. I decorated one of the new rooms. I decorated it.
Oh,
It's all done, all painted.
Uh-huh.
Fucking rain. It's never come through in this part before, and now it's leaking through, and there's a stain on there. I'm so mad. So I went into the rafters, put a bucket under it.
Oh god, that
The whole
bucket's get
thing.
filled with water and collapse.
Yes, but check this.
You could use some of the tenner
Our house-
gentlemen we got and just fill your roof cavity with tenner gentlemen.
It would work.
It
Now,
would.
but the problem is
Uh-huh.
the owners of my house are selling it on.
What?
They're selling it on.
Do you
and
come with it?
Yes, yeah. That's unfortunately for them.
Imagine
we do.
you're sat there and like some speculators come in and they start measuring you and get a caliper.
Oh no, I come with the deeds now.
Yeah.
But here's the problem:
Okay.
no one wants to fix it until because they're selling it. They're no paying for it, and it's a whole mess. So we're not getting it fixed, right? And we've got what's described as the heaviest rain in 10 years. Is heading this way for the next 3 days.
Yeah, it's gonna be bad.
So I'm not happy about that. So I've got two major leaks in the roof.
I would get ahead of the game. I would. Yeah. Is it coming through the slates?
Yeah, so our slates, it's almost a 200-year-old house, and the slates wood. That's
Yeah,
it. There's
okay.
no membranes, there's nothing. It's just straight through.
But the slate system is fine. So one of them will just be a wee bit skewiff.
Do you know?
Water ingress is quite a problem.
Do you know what they do when they come up?
What?
These experts come up and they'll say, "Listen, we're coming up on Sunday. We'll have to make it later. We're out on the pish last night."
Oh, honestly, the worst workman you'll ever get is a roofer.
So,
Because who wants to go up on a roof? They're insane.
do they have a ladder? No, they just
No.
go through the skylight
Yeah.
and walk up the roof. If any one of those slates went,
Yeah.
it's 3 stories.
They'll
So
just
anyway, they go up, silicon.
fall. Oh,
I went, that's
silly,
it, you're
silly.
done, and then off they go.
I watched a guy and he was exploiting. He's a giant fat Irishman, and he was exploiting elderly women.
Mm-hmm.
So he's basically driving along. He was chapping their door and goes, "Something wrong with your roof." "Oh, really, dearie? I'll fix it for you." And all he was doing, the cunt, he said, "Do you have a bucket?" "Oh yeah," and he was getting some fucking shit, some like concrete and some water, mixing it, and he was just sitting his fat arse on the eaves of their house and just painting along the roof tip.
Yeah.
Roof tip.
The tip.
The tip. He was just painting it with his gunk.
Shit,
And
isn't
no,
it?
that'll be £1,000, please.
That's the,
I know somebody there was a chap at the door, Irish guy. He says, "Yeah, your drive's not looking good." Old lady, drive's not looking good. Hey, we'll retar. We've got some spare tar. We'll retar that for you. "No thanks, I'm fine." "Oh, it's fine. We'll just go." They did it, and then they came trying to get money off her.
That's shocking.
And she phoned her sons,
Yeah,
and the sons came round,
I sorted that out.
negotiated,
Oh, I'm sure they negotiated. I'm sure they did.
negotiated.
Now,
Right.
I go to sleep
Well,
with YouTube on,
only when you sleep is Dundee truly at rest.
and
Because there's an energy when you're
I
awake.
woke up in the morning with a belief, not a dream.
Is that what you call it? A belief?
With a belief. I had a belief, a strong
A
semi-belief.
strong corkscrew, slightly off kilter
that
belief.
crabs were taking over the streets. And what it turns out, I was listening to a story in my sleep that mitten crabs, giant mitten crabs, are everywhere now. And I was really
They're
frightened
in
by
Thames
this.
and stuff.
I was frightened. And then you see them, they're adorable. They've actually got,
No, they're not
they're
adorable.
lovely. Boop, boop,
There's
boop,
no
boop.
adorable crabs because what they do
Oh,
is
they
that
are.
when you eventually drown
Mm-hmm.
and your water-blown corpse like washes up in some sandbank,
Yeah.
the crabs will have just picked you clean, mate. Picked you clean.
I was out surfing once, and we were told
Fishermen won't eat crabs.
if someone's thrown themselves in the water, if you see anything, give us a shout. And it was a boat. I think these the life, what do you call them? Coast Guard. And just on the little rib and that, and we were like, yeah, no problem. And as they start to pull away, right in front of us, there's like, oh, come back.
Yeah.
But the body was making a noise.
Gas.
Yeah.
Aye.
You could hear a tss.
Uh,
It was actually
Well, you
lit
do
up.
give off a noise. Have you ever
Terrible.
read the books? Remember James Herbert? No, James Herbert. James Herbert.
James Herbert?
Him that wrote the Rat books.
James Herbert.
James Herbert. He wrote the Rat books, which are the greatest works of English literature.
They were good.
Wonderful. The third one's the best because imagine there's a nuclear war and
Mhm.
it's going badly for people. And they're like, how can things get any worse? What's that noise? Giant rats.
Giant rats. Yes. I'm going to have to
And
get to that. I read the first one
in
on
these-
your recommendation.
You should read the audio, get the
It was
audio
good.
books on.
Are they
Wonderful.
good?
But anytime Emily tries to have sex in it, the rats just eat them down to the bone.
Oh.
He hated, and he tends to torture people. Like he hates the tax man. So tax men, it doesn't go well for tax men.
They get it.
Anyway, so he came out and there was rats,
Right.
and everyone else was a Guy R. Smith, and he
Okay.
wrote crabs.
Crabs.
So there were giant crabs that ran onto the land and ate
Crabs
people.
have
Am I-
evolved 4 times separately from
Oh.
other.
Different.
So
spe-
if you go to another planet, the chances are
There'll be a
something
crab.
crab-esque.
it's a
will be
very
there.
good. Have you?
Very
It's
efficient.
those fucking land crabs,
Oh,
and
they're
they've got
amazing.
coconut trees.
Yeah,
They're fucking
coconut
mental.
crabs. They're
I've seen
giant.
people finding they're just crushed, just fucking giant. Yeah,
They like
I
to,
wouldn't like
they
to
like
eat
to
a
sit
big-
on bins.
I wouldn't like to be in big. I was reading that there was a thing on the TV and it was people, dogs out of control,
Okay.
and because a mate of mine, a colleague of mine, a dog was just a big giant poodle was attacking people, and he went and spoke to the lady, and she's like, "Oh, no, the dog's well behaved." He says, "It's just attacking everyone," and she said she was being threatened, so she phoned the police, and her dog was attacking people.
That's weird.
It's so straight, and she sat about waiting for the police to come.
I was watching Cops the other night because
Oh.
it comes up as a recommendation now on YouTube.
Yeah, is it?
So I watched it,
Uh-huh.
and this woman called the cops because she was selling drugs and someone stole the drugs from her. And the cops standing there going, wait, let me get this straight.
Oh.
You were selling crack? And she went, yeah. And she goes, and this motherfucker stole it. And he
Oh.
went, wait.
I assume
Please
she
say it
herself
again.
was taking crap.
Yeah.
There's a woman who got
He just
herself.
wouldn't take it
There's a
in.
woman got herself in international news because her parrot went missing,
Right.
and she was on everything crying about this fucking parrot. But she was one of the biggest like drug dealers in the area,
Oh, God.
so she was caught with like £720,000 worth of drugs.
When they went looking for her
So
parrot.
she's made herself a fucking personality,
Why would you do that?
low key,
Mm-hmm.
fucking low key, man.
No Facebook. No Instagram.
There's so many
Keep
drug
off it.
dealers think I'll get a really fancy looking car,
Don't
low
do it.
key.
I remember watching when they done the remember the guys in the 60s who robbed the train, Great
Yeah.
Train Robbery.
Horrible men.
Horrible men. But I learned from that, don't spend it.
No.
Go to your job, go to your work, do everything.
They ended up not really getting much of their money.
Nah, they all
The
fucked
minute
up.
you steal something, you have to pay underworld tax. So if you steal gold,
Yeah.
you're not getting the value of the gold. It's got to go filtered through the system. It's like the Brinks Mart robbery was fascinating.
Right.
If you've bought any gold in the last 40 years,
Mm-hmm.
some of that gold will be from Brinks Mart.
That's insane, isn't
They
it?
went in thinking it was going to be cash, but they just landed on gold.
God, fuck, only brought a hold on.
I know. No, it's literally what happened. So they were just running a smelter constantly trying to melt this gold. And at the time,
But what do you do with it?
they
It's
were
like-
just walking into like a jeweller's and they were buying it, and it was like stuff they'd done in their shed. So it was just a big brick of gold with pubes in it and stuff, and they're just like, there you go.
Oh
and
my
there were
God.
no questions
No
asked.
questions, because people want that fucking gold.
Imagine if you were handed a fucking thing, a brick of gold. You always see it in the films, are like,
Yeah.
but it's gold fever's a real thing.
But what do you do with it?
No, I don't know.
That's I don't
I've
have
always
those
thought
skills.
If I was going down the street and I found a giant hold all full of like drugs or something, I would take it home and hide under my floorboards.
Why?
Just to hide it and then just wait.
That's why you have all those hiding
Yeah,
places.
I just leave it there for 10 years and then
it
go
would
on-
be off.
and it,
That shit goes
I
off.
don't think drugs goes off,
I
mate.
think they do.
No, it doesn't.
I think you'll find that it
Does
doesn't.
it?
Yeah,
I don't think it does.
I'm
if
pretty
it's
sure
all,
it does.
If it's all wrapped, well, 'cause these- I
Your
don't
local
know.
drug dealers not
does your
stealing things. to
paracetamol
that.
go off?
Yes,
Does it?
they've
It
got
takes
dates
a while.
on them.
Takes a while.
Yeah,
I still think it's going to be a wee bit potent.
I suppose.
Ken, it's not going to be like a expiry date. One day you're like, well, this is fucking awesome. The next day,
I think it will. I think it does work like that. Okay,
no,
next
no,
story.
it's not like milk.
I kind of think it is. Have you heard of a guy called Nicholas Rossi? Nicholas Rossi.
Is that him from Status Quo?
No, he is this American guy
Okay.
who's they're trying to extradite at the moment.
Oh,
He's a
the
rapist.
Oh, he's a fucking hilarious cunt.
But if no one's heard of him, go on YouTube and look for Nicholas Rossi
He's in
interviews.
Scotland.
He's in Scotland. And he's in a wheelchair.
He's a fat little bastard.
He calls himself Arthur Knight.
He's had COVID, he says, and he's
Yeah.
now he's on a respirator.
He's on a respirator.
and he's got this gormless wife.
Yes, and his accent. Have you heard his accent?
Yes.
And he's wanted for rape in America. And for some reason, he's able to.
No, he's come to the end. He's going. He's getting bin.
It shouldn't have lasted this long.
No, it shouldn't have.
Because he fakes that he's
But
this
I think the fact
English
there was
person.
I think the fact there was a pandemic helped him.
He should have just been
This would have been sped up.
launched.
But he faked his own death. But he worked in local government across in Boston or something.
Yeah.
And people knew him. And he's a
a
fucking
dangerous,
con man.
insane person.
But there was a pub he drank in, and all the people knew he's so full of shit. Ordinary people knew he's full of shit. But he kind of moved up into a slightly better echelon. Better, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? And they're more gormless.
He was mental. But the thing is, we had a guy. I was working at a studio and he'd come in. He was known as English Dave.
Hey, he wasn't English.
He wasn't English.
No.
But the thing is, he was called English Dave because he put on this accent because it made him sound exotic.
Jesus.
But he was from Kirriemuir.
When I was a young guy in Glasgow, in the Boozer,
Yeah.
it's called the Grove Pub. And I don't know if it's still there. I had a one-armed barman in Glasgow's oldest prostitute called
Oh.
Sadie. She was like 89-year-old.
Good for her.
And our market was all old men like her.
Keeping a hobby.
She
going.
tried on with me once.
Oh.
But there was
How was it?
Loose. There was a man who was drinking there, and he told us quite a tale.
Right.
And he was a private detective, and he'd done this, and it was all bullshit. But he was so good because you would question him, and he'd an answer
Instantly.
for everything, and everything tied into everything else. And then we were so impressed with him. We had him back at the flat, and his tales. It was just glorious.
Oh, wonderful.
But there's the closest thing. Can that guy that was involved with Dundee Football Club, the guy that was a fake lawyer, he ended up being Gaddafi's lawyer.
Right, okay.
He was like an Italian, or was
he was a Serbian warlord lawyer and everything.
He was utter.
That's right.
He was practicing law, and he was banned from practicing law.
Yeah, he was just full of shit.
He was utterly full of
Yeah.
shit. But these guys will tie you up. It's like La Brea
This is my
Tappets.
book.
Yeah.
This is my book.
But
I'm going
that
to
guy,
tell.
that guy Rossi is getting binned.
But the thing is, a lot of people will believe my book. A lot of people say that's a lie.
I don't
But the
believe a
people,
word you say.
the people who read the book and say that's a lie, they'll go, that's the most perfect lie.
It's a lie, but
most-
simultaneously, it is the greatest truth in you. Well, there's no truth.
Yeah, no, there's no truth in
There's
it.
no truth
It's just
or
the
lie.
greatest
Everything's
bullshit.
a lie.
That I will define bullshit.
We're living in a post-truth world. You know
Yeah,
that.
but if I will define bullshit, people say, well, what is bullshit? They'll say, read this book.
We're at a stage in
Bullshit.
We're at a stage now where you will show footage of something happening,
Yeah.
and someone will argue it's not real.
Even yeah.
Every aspect.
I can tell you right now, even
The
if
shit
the
that's
person
going on just now,
is in
we're
it.
not going into
No.
it. But every single element of it is people arguing blindly against both sides.
Yeah,
It's
you're
just
not
a
getting to
morass.
truth.
It's impossible to.
You're not getting to truth. You've created this hard shell of
Yeah.
nonsense.
Everyone's got a motive. It's wild, man.
It's terrible. But I'm convinced, even if someone sees themselves in the video, they'll go, "That's AI. That's
The
not
worst
me."
people
They
to
would-
deal with bad situations like this are politicians, because politicians
Mhm.
cannot answer a simple question. It's double think. It's bollocks.
See, I'm
You will
going,
not get a yes
no,
or
no,
no.
no. I'm going to the next stage. I'm
Oh.
going to triple think. I'm going to triple think.
This is very obscure what you're trying to do.
I'm putting
I'll be
effort in.
perfectly honest with you.
Don't.
There's probably, if you were to go Ash Ludi Mental Hospital, there's probably a ward full of people who have bought a fucking book thing. They've watched Adam Savage on the TV that's behind the
He
plate
inspired
glass,
me.
and they're all inspired to do something with a book.
Bullshit. And I'm telling you, there's a lot of people that are watching this right now, are listening,
But
going, I'd love to read
a lot
that.
of people that listen to us are the most gullible fools I've ever known.
They're listening to us.
Luckily, I've never met any of them.
But there
I've
you
met
go.
a
Well,
few
you
of
met
them.
a few of them, and we all
Did I
regret
meet
that.
them? Did I meet them?
They're in the same room.
Yeah.
It turns out
Uh-huh.
lots of art from Scottish museums is missing. Now, initially, the
No, it's
museums
missing. All museums everywhere.
they initially said, look, this is where old record keeping, And when we get better records, a lot of the stuff turns up. And I can understand that.
Yeah.
But that's also not true because other people have been looking into it and finding lots of this art in private collections.
Yeah.
There's one, Auguste Rodins,
Yeah. Sculptor.
Les Bourgeois de Calais.
Right.
3 million it's worth. No one has a fucking clue where it is.
Oh, is that a big sculpture?
It's just evaporated.
I've seen his grave with a big the mausoleum for him.
A painting of
That's him
Billy
at
Connolly's...
the Thinker.
The Thinker.
Yeah.
Billy Connolly's banjo, a painting of it that was commissioned in that. No one knows where it is.
Okay.
It went to get delivered and it's just gone. It's not like things they even feel they're stolen. They're just evaporate.
That's what happened. Well, everything gets lost. You've lost your keys and stuff. Things happen.
Daily.
I remember seeing a piece of footage. I think it's an American museum, art gallery, and it's a big crate, and it's getting taken down to the incinerator
Right.
by these two guys in like boiler suits,
Yeah.
workies for the. It's got the picture in it,
Oh.
and they incinerate it.
Yeah, but you can see
These
how that
things
happens.
happen, yeah.
It's like, lads, all them, they've got to be burnt. We've got
It's
to have them
hard to
done
lose
today.
like it would be hard to lose like Picasso's like Guernica. It's a difficult one to
But you know
lose.
there's a lot of shenanigans going on as well. Remember, what was it? The Scream, that
yeah.
painting. That was stolen by 2 guys with a ladder, lifted the window and took it out.
just have
That's set up. You can't just open a window
Well, you can
and take
imagine
it.
all the Nazis stole a lot of art. Loads of that just evaporated. Where is
Just
it?
gone. Just gone.
There was a guy in
Argentina.
Germany. He just his wee flat full of stuff. he'd
Yeah,
stolen.
it goes. But
Yeah.
there are 1,750 items that are incredibly expensive.
How many
missing.
objects does the British Museum have? I think it's millions.
All right, okay, well, we'll go down here.
How?
A man at the British Museum had taken gold jewellery, semi-precious stones and ancient glassware.
Mhm.
But the problem is there aren't great records, so they don't really know how
No.
much he took.
To be frank, though, most of the stuff in the British Museum was just stolen from someone else.
They
So
well,
everyone's
that's
just
what I put.
getting-
Is it stealing?
Yeah, just repatriating it for your own
Right,
bank account.
here's what would happen. Right, say you've got stuff in the British Museum that was clearly stolen from other countries.
Right,
You steal it and just send it back to the other country.
but who do you
Is
send
that
it
theft?
to?
Say you send it directly to the government.
Is it like sending a letter to Santa? You just go Santa, the North Pole.
Oh, I would just go to Turkey.
Okay.
I'd get there.
Well, there was the great.
They know who I mean.
There was the what's funny about it all. There was the great argument. Elgin Marbles.
Okay.
They said, "But we have saved this because they wouldn't have been able to look after it because they're foreign."
That's
But
correct.
we look after
we
it
look
best.
after it, yeah.
But it turns out, no, you don't. You lose stuff all the time. Plus, like I think there was
I think
paint.
one was broken in half
There
as
was
well.
paint on it, and they
Yeah.
took a brush to it.
And just ruined them.
Yeah, Britain's fucking attitude.
I'd like to
man.
end on a story. I've got more here,
But yeah,
but I've got.
I think you've
I've
had enough time.
I think I've had enough time. But this last
Uh-huh,
story,
uh-huh.
at a time of austerity, people are really struggling with money and stuff like
I've
that.
got a word of advice. Soap.
What?
When you get your little things of soap, put it in boiling water, and make big soap out of wee soap.
That's disgusting. So here's
Do
the
it.
real. Here's the real way to save money and to do things.
Put tinfoil behind your radiators.
In the newspapers,
Uh-huh.
Scott's witch Alexa cast a money-saving spell to save £5,000. To be
What?
fair, at this point, I'd give anything a go.
So,
And she had a spell to make
Scott's
her
witch.
Scott's witch
Alexa.
Alexa.
I thought it said Scott's witch. Alexa. I thought, is this Alexa? I didn't know
Scott's
what
witch
called Alexa.
Alexa.
Okay.
cast a money-saving spell to save £5,000. And then she's cast another spell to make her friend's ex-boyfriend lose his erections. That was in. There's a section for money saving and advice, and it had a witch in it.
Do you
They
know
don't know what to do
during
now.
the Second World War they imprisoned a witch? She was like they thought she had powers and she'd foretold some, say, scapa flow. I don't remember.
Yeah.
But they banged her up because they thought she could tell secrets.
Oh my goodness.
So
Oh, they
Churchill.
thought, is she actually a spy? And
Yeah. No, they thought she was a witch.
She has an Instagram, and all her money saving spells get the most engagement.
Fuck.
Quote: "My granda taught me witchcraft. My parents and my little cousins practice.
What a grifting
Wait,
bitch.
they even see ghosts. Now that's bullshit.
She's taking the proud tradition of Wicca,
Wicca.
and she's turning it evil and using it just to make money off some
I
gullible
bet her
fool.
family are exhausted with her. I bet they're exhausted, and now she's dragged
Well,
them
she'll
in.
stink of patchouli.
Oh, no,
And
no,
she'll wear-
patchouli.
She'll
You
wear
just say
those-
that because I like it.
It's horrible, stinky
I love
smell.
patchouli. Ladies
It's
and
a
gentlemen,
stench.
join us on Patreon where you could watch the
I do
full
get if he was
video
any good
version.
for this. I did not really stuck out to me.
Well, Andy at this point's got us a gift.
I can't just give him a gift because he gave us a gift. We'll see the quality. Right. Next time you message in,
Yeah.
say why you'd want to, what you do with it, why you want it. Be
Well, that's a good
specific to this.
Where
Where it's going to live in your house.
Now-
I want to see a picture of it sat next to the other dildos.
Oh, Jesus.
The dildo cupboard.
On Friday,
Uh-huh.
Celluloids returns with a very
Oh,
special
yeah.
show.
Yeah.
It's a bit more intimate, localized. one.
Localized, yeah.
So, join us on Friday for the return of Celluloids.
The glorious.
The glorious return of Celluloids. Join us on Patreon.
You know that advert for some...
You know when I try and do adverts to sell us,
They're
you,
terrible.
you don't care.
You know the terrible advert where... What's her out of fucking... Mad Max Fury Road? What's the lassie called? The South African...
Oh, Charlize Theron.
Theron. You know when she comes out of the gold?
Yes.
Celluloids, I'm getting there.
Mhm.
It's wading out the shite. In the shitey pool and it's coming. It's us. With the waders on. We're coming in. We're just shaking off the shite for the bits.
That was worth the wait.
That's a glorious return, a rebirth.
Okay.
Picture a big fanny
Okay.
and our faces are just crowning.
I'm looking at you right now.
That's us coming back. That's us.
Oh, ladies
second
and gentlemen,
birth.
join us on Patreon where you
Oh,
can
hold
see.
on a minute.
There's no point.
You know my wanking circle I'd signed this up for?
Yes.
In Finhorn Foundation. Finhorn Foundation is fucking bankrupt.
What?
It's done.
Good.
They're sacking all the ghouls that work there.
Right.
There's no more wanking circle in the woods. I think they've cut down the fanny
They'll blame
tree.
COVID.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's done. It's gone.
They'll blame COVID.
They're letting
It's
people.
like, did we talk about what's happening in St Andrews? I was sad about this. The new picture house has been sold.
Oh, it's getting turned into.
It's getting turned into a sports bar owned by Tiger Woods and Justin Timberlake.
Yeah, I saw that. That's terrible.
The backlash there is terrible. People do not want a sports bar.
Sports
Like,
bars
this is
never
the-
work.
They don't work.
No,
You
it's
don't get them in Scotland. They
You
don't
do.
work.
There was one in Dundee. It didn't work.
Didn't work. No,
No.
that's what I mean. They open. They just don't work.
I
It's not a.
what annoyed me this morning.
What's
you know
that?
what? I hate sport,
Oh yeah, yeah.
and I don't watch sport. If I'm not
No.
playing it, then why the fuck would I watch it?
And you don't play it.
And I don't play it. But they had this, and they said this was a good thing.
What's that?
But they had BBC, and it was like the Olympics has reintroduced like 20 sports. So squash is back. Who gives a fuck?
Nobody likes.
There's a guy for squash going, it's terrible. We've been out in the wilderness for too long. We're back. There was a thing called touch rugby.
What's that?
So it's
That
like
sounds
rugby
very
where you have
sexual.
a little thread, a little piece of ribbon.
What?
And they, rather than tackling you like a sport, they just snatch a little ribbon off your waistband.
You're winding me up.
It's a sport. A lacrosse,
That's not a sport.
a cricket.
That's not a sport.
At the Olympics, it's going to be cricket,
Oh my god.
netball. It's like 20 other sports.
Oh my god.
But
Darts.
we've got enough sport. We don't need any more. Stop inventing fucking sport. Whoever's doing it, fucking stop it.
Do you know
It's
what I
like
hate?
women who have children, and while they're lying there, do you lie there throughout when you're raising a child? I always
This
had
is-
it. Can those pens have pigs in? It's just the little piglets are suckling.
That's what it's like.
That's what women are like. But when they're lying there in a haze,
Yeah.
just feeding these little
Mm-hmm. A baby.
Well, what's a baby? It's a baby.
Baby.
It's called. They have ideas, and they always think,
Start a new sport.
"No, we need to open a proper store, a proper shop for baby wear."
That's true.
In Dundee, they pop up every 6
This is
months.
true.
They always
a,
fail.
A woman will have a baby and go, I'm writing children's books because I understand babies.
Just like you had the idea of getting the book.
no,
they have the
no, they're
idea
not
of
the,
open,
it's not the same.
and they always fail.
It's
Anyway,
not the same.
I think it's a similar mindset for sports. Some fat dollop is lying there in their cesspit and they invent a new a cricket bat, but it's a tube and it fires.
You see a lot of this in
It's a spit of
American
glove.
university. Where have you watched?
Because that game, what's the one the
Have you
women
watched?
play?
No, but
Roller derby. Who invented that shit?
There's a lot of that goes on in Dundee.
Yeah.
And let's just say the bigger lasses have a place to go.
They've more momentum.
They can't stop.
No.
Now,
It takes a long time to get them
have
going.
you watched Quidditch?
I'm not watching that shit.
Watch
but
Quidditch.
the fly, but in this they don't.
No. They just run around
Oh, fuck
with
that.
the what do you call it? The broom between their legs, betwixt their thighs.
What's the golden Quidditch?
Yeah, but that's a person. They're dressed in gold and they run around. Watch Quidditch.
No.
And they take it very seriously.
Is that a game?
There's
Is it happening
violence.
in Dundee?
I don't know if it's happened in Dundee,
They should
but
be
you can watch
nailed
it.
shut
I-
and then humanely put down.
They-
Well, everyone.
It's wonderful. Watch it.
No, but that's
It's
a new
hilarious.
sport.
But it's
Fucking
quite good.
hell,
Ladies
man.
and gentlemen, join us for Celluloids on Friday. Until next time, later.
I'm so excited about it. But anyway, for next time, come up with something. Say why you want it, where it's going to sit. I'm
Okay.
not happy with that. It was good, but
Nah.
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 Nobody's putting any effort in.
Laters.
Ta-da.